Action.
Something's not right.
Hello. I was going to have a chat with you. There's a thing I was going to do today for you, but I've forgotten what it is. I know it had something to do with a camera and you and me, and I tell you what, let me come over there and we'll sort it out, yeah? Line, some great imaginary chevron, impassable bloody line. Oh, I'm in some kind of metaphorical headspace. I hate it when that happens. Roll the opening credits. It's going to take a while to figure out. Ugh. Staring at the line, freaked out by the line. I figured out what that is. It's fear. You'll probably understand this, or maybe you don't. Maybe you just run through life without ever getting nervous of anything, and that's great. Bully for you, fantastic. But there's nothing wrong with fear. Fear's your friend. Because if you go back to when you first thought up your idea, something happened. There was a spark and uncertainty. Otherwise, your idea wouldn't be any good. After that, you started writing it. You just sat there alone writing it. Maybe you were dashed it out in one go, or maybe you were sat around like Lord Byron, smelling your own farts, drinking port, trying to write with a quill. I don't know, whatever. There's this thing, yeah, where you, if you're a film director or you're a filmmaker or whatever, where you just have a second of pause every time you make a decision, just a nanosecond. And sometimes the nanosecond goes on a bit longer. But then there's the rest. There's the other bit, the good bits, the really, really good bits. You're casting, you're scouting locations, you're looking for all kinds of really cool, you're making props. It's all phenomenal, it's beautiful, it's great crack, it's fantastic. But you're still kind of slightly putting it off. You're putting off the actual filming date. You're coming up with all kinds of different excuses in the back of your head, not in the front of your head. In the front of your head, you're full steam ahead, you're going. But there's little things that you could do, and you know you could do, to expedite it, to get it there. Not film before you're ready. Don't get me wrong. There's a difference. There's a difference. But sometimes there's an insistence in your own mind, in any artist's mind, that you can't move forward until all these pointless little pieces are in place. Most of those pieces are important. It's a fine line. You have a great excuse because it's a fine line. But ultimately you just got to do it. And then you realize something. When you say that to yourself, you realize something. That something began the second you thought up the idea. You couldn't hear it at first because, you know, who's talking to you? It's just you and your idea. It grew a little as you were writing, but you didn't really pay too much mind to that either, because who was there? Who was actually there? Just you. You and a bit of paper, you and your computer. The foibles and that thing you had on the desk that reminded you of that character you were trying to create. It doesn't matter what you used. And then you started telling people about it. Then you started having to draw the storyboard or get somebody to draw the storyboard. And you had to share the idea. Worried the whole time that people would think awful. Then everybody said it was good. And then you really got scared because now you got to follow through on it. You got to cast actors, you got to get all the good stuff together, you got to get your lights and your camera, you got to figure out how to source all that stuff, which on this kind of budget is hard, but still doable. You can't get anything going unless you take a step forward. Most important part, the part that where you capture the footage. All the really hard work is done in post-production, but where you capture the footage, where you make sure you have enough coverage, that's the part at which you turn up and you cross the line. This impenetrable damn line that's in front of me now. You just gotta step across and get the damn thing done. And it really wasn't so hard, actually. Don't know what I was complaining about. Oh well. Right. I'm gonna go shoot my movie. One last thing. Don't worry about your fears or your limitations. My name is Phelim O'Kelly, and I'm a filmmaker because I push past my limitations and I embrace my fears and I let them fuel me. You know, it's a good thing. Enjoy it. Now I'm getting out of this place because I'm starting to hear weird voices. Where's my set?